How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Mike from PokeTips, and today we're going to be testing out quite a few interesting things in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Ever since these games came out in November, I've been making lots of videos exploring what happens when you do certain things in these games, and I've gotten lots of requests asking me to try out specific things. So today, I'm going to be combining a few of those into one video, starting off with what happens when you take Mew to the truck in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The truck in the Vermilion City Harbor is very interesting. For starters, in the original Pokemon games, Red and Blue, it was really hard to get to it. If you wanted to be able to see the truck, it would require a lot of careful planning. Normally, once the SSN sailed away, you wouldn't be able to get back to that area at all, and the truck would be gone forever. However, with careful planning or using glitches, it was possible to get back to that area and surf over and see the truck. Since that design for the truck wasn't used anywhere else in the game and it was so hard to get to, a lot of people started making rumors such as Mew being underneath the truck, and they became very popular, being known even to this day. So today we're gonna see what happens in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, the remakes of those Pokemon games, if you bring Mew outside of its Pokeball over to the truck. Will it have any reaction? Let's find out. Alright, so we're in Vermilion City in my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee game with Mew outside of the Pokeball. Hey Minna, how you doing? And they made it actually a lot easier for you to go ahead and see this truck in these games. You don't have to do any fancy glitches or anything. You could normally access this area as soon as you get the Sea-Skin secret technique, and there it is, the rumored truck that caused so many people to go crazy trying to get here. So let's see, does Mew have any reaction when we talk to him outside of the truck? If I can even get Mew outside of the ball. And, oh, wait a second, we actually found the revive here, so I guess that's the secret thing you get for coming out over here to the truck, but now let's talk to Mew. Mew is sniffing at the salty air. Let's try it again, see if it says anything now. Mew is listening intently to the ocean waves, so it looks like, unfortunately, it doesn't do anything special out here when you bring it to the truck, which is really disappointing. You know, Mew in this game is kind of like paid DLC. Oh wait, what does it say? Mew seems keen on the newfound revive. Oh, nothing too crazy there. So yeah, in this game, Mew is kind of like paid DLC. You have to pay $50 to get the Pokeball Plus to actually be able to get Mew. So I'm kind of disappointed there's no special Easter egg considering how rumored this truck was in the original games. And just for fun, we're going to try using the secret technique, strength on it. Let's see if anything happens. I know nothing's going to happen, but we'll just try it just for fun. Yeah, strong push doesn't do anything here. So this is actually extremely disappointing. I was hoping Mew would at least say something funny. I guess not. Next, we're going to be experimenting with some glitchy Pokemon. A few months ago, I did a video titled What Happens When You Hack New Pokemon into Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and there were a few ideas that people suggested to me in the comments after that video. So we know that hacking new Pokemon directly into the game makes them turn into eggs, but what happens if I try to make a Pokemon evolve into a newer Pokemon? For this example, I'm going to be trying to make my Eevee evolve into an Umbreon. I modified the game using a program called PKNX to allow it to evolve into Umbreon with the Moonstone, so let's see what happens. Alright, we're in game, we have the Moonstone, and as you can see right now, that Eevee is saying that it can evolve with the Moonstone, which normally never happens. So let's see, what's gonna happen here? I'm very, very interested to see. Is it actually going to evolve into a usable Pokemon, or is the game just gonna freeze? Let's find out. Oh! Look at that! Congratulations, your Eevee evolved into Umbreon! So that actually works! That kind of works. Am I getting a Pokédex entry? Umbreon's data will be added to the Pokédex. And number 000, Umbreon Dark, so it shows the typing, it shows the name, but it's showing up as number 000. That's really weird, so it doesn't crash the game, which I really like. And on the menu, it's showing a nice little Pokeball sprite. Can we check this thing out without it crashing the game, though? This is what's scaring me right now. Can we take a look at this Umbreon? And also, can we have it follow us around? Actually, I want to try that out first. Can we have it follow us? So, Umbreon will now travel alongside you. What is going to be following us? And nothing. Okay, I feel like I did this in another video where I had to have one of these glitch Pokemon follow us. But let's see, can we check out its summary, or is the game crashing right now? No! We can look at it. We can definitely look at it. It shows Umbreon, it shows the Dark type. It keeps the rest of my Eevee's data right now, and I'm not sure if the stats change to reflect Umbreon or not, but that's really cool. So technically, this is actually something that works. So we have an Umbreon right now, and if it only looked like an Umbreon, this would be an actual way to bring new Pokemon into Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. There we go, guys, we found something. Now, seeing the stats change here was really interesting to me, so I had to try it out and test and see if it was actually taking Umbreon's stats, or if it was just using some random information from the game. So I went into the hacking tool PKHex and looked at the Eevee from my Let's Go Eevee game's IVs. I copied its nature and its IVs onto an Umbreon in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, just so I could see if it had the same exact stats as the Umbreon in my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee game. And when we look at Umbreon in Pokemon Ultra Moon, it has the exact same stats as my Eevee in my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee game, except they're just a tad lower because the Eevee in my Let's Go Eevee had a friendship bonus, giving it a little bit more bonus stats. But there we go, we see there's some concrete evidence right here that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee still have data for all the other Pokemon in them. They keep their name, they keep the typing, and they keep the stats. And to anybody that's saying, oh, it's the program that you're using that's putting this stuff in there, no, the only thing I told the program to do was allow Eevee to evolve into a Pokemon called Umbreon. I didn't tell it what type to be, and I didn't tell it what its stats were, so this is very, very interesting to me. Honestly, at this point, the only difference between the Umbreon in my Pokemon Ultra Moon and the Umbreon in my Let's Go Eevee game is the fact that the Umbreon in Let's Go Eevee doesn't look like an Umbreon. If I just drag a picture of Umbreon onto this Marowak, what's the difference? They have the same stats, they have the same type, they have the same name, and everything. So next, after that victory and seeing how Eevee evolving into Umbreon actually works, I want to try more stuff with new Pokemon. So next, we're going to see what happens when you beat the Elite Four and go to the Hall of Fame with one of these new glitchy Pokemon in your party. So for this example, I hacked in 2 Zoroarks, and since I didn't make them evolve from another Pokemon, they show up like eggs in the game. So I'm curious to see what happens when I beat the champion, my friendly old rival, and go to the Hall of Fame. Is it gonna show eggs? Is it gonna show Marowaks? Is it gonna crash the game? Let's find out. Alright, Professor Oak's gonna record my victory over my rival PokeTips, and let's see what happens. And it looks like they don't show up at all. Congratulations, champion! So yes, we see my Eevee, we see my Mew, we see my shiny Dodrio, and I believe that's my Chansey back there, but there's no sign of the other 2 glitch Pokemon in my party. And we know they were in my party because we saw them in the battle against my rival, and I showed you them in the beginning, but they just don't show up at all when you beat the Pokemon League. So that's very interesting. I was kind of expecting something to show up here, but it makes sense because, you know, the game tries to avoid showing you these eggs as much as possible. Like I said in my video when I tried hacking new Pokemon into the game, these eggs don't do anything. You can't click on them, you can't remove them, you can't release them, you can't view any information on them, so the game really just tries to avoid showing you anything about them at all costs, so this is kind of to be expected. Alright, my friends, and that's gonna wrap up this video. If you want to watch me do more weird stuff in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, click any of the videos on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.